Hello, guests. Welcome to our new podcast show called The Relatives. No, we are not those annoying relatives you can't stand being around. We are the relatives you have fun with, can't wait to see, and love to get together around the family table and talk about everything. We will be the relatives for you that give you good advice, along with our insightful opinions about relationships, motherhood, parenting, family, how-tos, friendships, and our culture today. No topic is off limits. Our family talk will be filled with wisdom and the life lessons we have learned along the way. Okay, so let's talk about the dynamic of the family here with me. I have my mother, who is my very best friend, my most trusted advisor who never judges me, always has my back, taught me how to be a woman and a great mother, who is the best mother ever. Her name is Barb. Say hi, Mom.
Hi, everybody.
And you know that cousin who you could confide in and you know she can keep a secret no matter what? Who's got this warm and loving personality, always there for you, a ride or die kind of chick? Well, that would be my cousin, Carol. Carol, say hello.
Hello.
I love these two women, and we are daughters, sisters, wives, a girlfriend. Carol's a girlfriend. My mom and I are married. We're mothers, grandmothers, and friends, and I wanted to share these two amazing people that are in my life that have been supporting me throughout my life. And I wanted to share these two amazing women with everyone. And that is why we started this family podcast. We thought it'd be interesting. So we are inviting you every week to join us and think of us as family. So let's sit down around the family table and have an inspiring and open-minded family talk about the daily topic. So let's get started. Topic.
Well, I just want to say this because you said that in your opening statement about cousins and looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And having friends with. Oh, I have to say that is absolutely true with me when it comes to my cousin Carol and her siblings. They're just, I look forward to always being with them. That is the real truth. We always have fun. And I tell you what, no matter what you say, or if you have a tilt, they'll always be there to help you no matter what. They're non-judgmental. We just always have a great time together.
And that's what you...
That's
right.
true.
That's true.
What she said in that very statement is absolutely, undoubtedly true.
And that's why family parties are so important.
Yeah.
Christmas is coming, guys. Thanksgiving first and then Christmas. Thanksgiving's coming. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? You know, I hope you have a big family to go to. And what normally happens when you're at a party? You sit down around a family table and talk all night.
And don't be judgmental.
Carol, what do you think?
I'm just thinking that I lost my train of thought. Can you believe this?
Carol,
I'm thinking that the best way to do this and what we've done, why we are so close, is not because we're unique. It's because we plan, and you have to plan. You really have to plan things. You just can't expect someone to pick up the phone and call you.
plan, what do you mean?
Like you can't have a family of everybody get together if someone doesn't initiate.
Yeah.
Somebody like what we do. We're all getting up in age, and what we have decided to do is we have cousins meet every 2 months.
Yeah.
And all of us cousins get together, and no matter what, that's our day. And we have to get together, and we sit down, we have dinner, and we enjoy each other. We catch up on our family, and that's the key word is someone has to take initiative of the planning. Don't blame your family
Excuse me, and what happened here? I took the initiative, and I said, hey, let's sit around the family table and talk about everything.
Yes. And what Kris really has to admit is we do this. We talk about everything.
I forgot to say, my first name's Kris. Sorry, guys. I got away from myself.
Yeah, we do talk about it. And never get angry. Like people say, don't talk politics or religion. We could talk about anything and never get mad.
So when you guys talk in a family atmosphere, and you guys came from, your two moms were sisters or whatever.
And very close. I think we've been close since we've been kids.
Okay, so you don't feel like you have to walk around
no, never.
and on eggshells and not think. That's good. And you never too.
Nope.
Now
never.
See, I could tell you anything. Now Carol and I are 10 years apart. And then Barb is my my mom. So She's 30 years apart. Anyway, so
She's the old shoe we can't
yeah,
throw
yeah,
away.
yeah. She's the monarchy of the group. So that's what was my point? What were we talking about?
No, we just started laughing.
Getting together.
See, that's what it is. The laughter.
Oh, yeah.
Even though we're serious, we always start.
No, but I think people are not having family conversations anymore.
No.
I think people are at
Too
home,
much
either
texting.
working till 7:00 at night. Their kids already been home for 3 hours from school. They've eaten whatever it is. I mean, I don't think I think it's all important. And this is how I raised my kids, and this is how I was raised. This is how my mom taught me. We always had sit down dinner. I always cooked. I always cook. I mean, I have 3 kids, so I always cooked. And the most important thing was sitting down at the family table. You needed that structure. So, someone could tell me about their day, how school was, what happened. You get to learn about each other when you sit down at the family table. It's so important. And I think and our society is missing it now.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Too much texting.
Yeah.
Well, I met a girl at Wendy's, and I was sending a letter. She did not know how to address an envelope.
How old was she?
Oh, maybe 7th grade. Do you believe that?
Really?
You know what? If I
believe
could
it.
tell people, write things down and send somebody a letter that they could keep and read and
Nobody
read
checks
and
their
read.
mailbox anymore. I'm kidding.
Do you know how many kids don't realize where a stamp should go?
Yeah, I think she
Really?
didn't
Yes.
either. Yeah, you're
They
right.
don't even know that the
Are you
stamp
serious?
goes right up right corner.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
That's
absolutely right
scary.
about that. Yeah. I wish I could get these kids to write. I know, this one friend texted and I says, print it, keep it, save it. The words were just, I'm sure they don't.
Well, I think that, do you think when you are sitting down around dinner, do you think that your kids are more open to you? Because I know that when you always said, the best conversations happen in the car when you're alone with your kid in the car.
Yeah, I think
Especially
so,
in high
too.
school. Because let's say you're driving them somewhere and then you talk and that you ask questions and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I always, and you said that a lot to me, Mom, that you have to know your kids' friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have them. Some parents don't even have their kids' friends over. Like, how do you not know your kids' friends?
Yeah. And your kids' friends' parents.
Yes.
Your friend and her mother and me, we had such a great arrangement. Is she home yet? No, this one's at home. Okay. And that's very important, too,
Yeah.
to know the families. That your
That's
friends
still
hang
when
around.
you're in high, yeah. But what about
I don't
you,
know how
Carol?
that
What
goes
do you
on.
want to
what's
say?
your generation, your children?
And I've been finding a lot with my grandkids that the parents don't know each other anymore. Nobody
parents
knows.
don't?
Right, parents.
Oh, you
don't.
mean the
or like
friends-
they're
kids'
having
friends.
a sleepover. I remember you'd have to know their mother. You have to know if they're allergic to anything, or
so
if
Make sure a parent was going to
Right,
be home.
right, and that they knew
Yeah.
that that's what their child was, and what time do they want to be picked up by, or do I have to drive them home, or whatever.
Yeah.
Now the kids are walking over. You don't know the parents, and the kids staying overnight.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And it's
So you think that the parents are not really interested anymore?
I don't know
in
if
it?
it's interest.
that,
I really don't know if there's not interest, or it's just that I think the kids are controlling everything now.
Yes.
That's what it is. I think the kids just have a good control. And you know me, I won't do no harm. When do we really know if they're going to do harm or not?
Yeah.
Or to themselves or to anybody else. I
Right.
don't mean harm like
Yeah, I know.
But do you think that people don't, like parents don't talk to the other parents because the kids have cell phones? That they think, I could just talk to my kid through this cell phone?
I think that you got a good point there. That's true too.
Thanks.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
Thank
have
you.
A good point.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, you gotta
that's a good one.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I think.
yeah.
I'll just get a hold of you. You know
I
what
can tell you
mean?
the story I just heard a little bit about, and I'm in shock about this, but these friends of mine, they sent their daughter to a sleepover.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know the whole story, so I'm probably saying more than I should be or whatever,
Right.
but this is the basic
Just don't
to
say
it.
names.
And she went to sleep, and there's 8 other little girls sleeping at the sleepover.
How old are they?
They're between probably 9 and 10.
Okay.
I mean,
they're
9
young.
and 10, I would say. Yeah, they're
Okay.
And through the night, somehow, one of the girls, they don't know who the girl was, or if there was all 8 of them, went and cut my friend's daughter's hair off.
While she was sleeping.
Yes.
She was
while
at the sleepover?
Yes, and they cut all her hair off. And there's nothing being done about it? Nothing.
Ooh.
And the parents of this girl called the police, and the police said it's just hair.
Wait a second.
I
Is
mean,
it
I am just
who?
shocked by this one.
Who? Wait, is
What
it
did they
who's?
do to her? Did they tie her up while they were?
No, she was sleeping.
She was sleeping.
They just
And even when
cut
she
it-
got up, they left the part of it
Stop.
long on top.
Oh
and
my
underneath. She
gosh,
didn't see
no.
it.
Carol, are you serious?
Yes. I
And
mean,
the
it was
police
really
said
bad.
there's nothing.
Nothing.
You
They
could
called
do.
the police, and they said there's 8 girls there, and none of them are confessing to it. So what are you going to do?
What's the police going to do?
Wow.
I wouldn't call
Yeah,
the
that's
police.
true.
It's
Well, they
hair.
called- I mean, it
It is hair, and
it's.
it's they're kids, but that's mean.
But I personally would be going to every one of those parents and saying, "Hey, let's
Hell,
get a
yes.
powwow here.
Hell
We
yeah.
gotta get
Yeah.
this because if
If
I'm
it
sure
ever
if this
happens
one."
again.
Wait,
Yeah.
was it the girl that had the party that got her hair
They
cut?
have no idea. There's 8 girls.
No.
there.
But who was the girl that got? Who was the victim?
One of the girls visiting.
Oh, visiting.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. No, the only thing is, the policeman could have taken them in the car. Since you know
And
what
said-
girls were
yeah.
going to take it
I don't
out
know if they-
downtown.
I don't know if they
till
can do
somebody
that.
tells us.
I don't know
so
if they can
many
legally
laws
do
now
that.
that people-
Yeah, I
that's
don't know if they
true,
can legally
too.
do that. But
I know Daddy did.
that's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So
Is that true?
Yes.
So
and
the
then they-
mother, wait a second, time out. The mother of who was holding the party took no responsibility or reached out to the other parents to say we're having
They
a
went to
powwow
the girls.
here.
Well, they went to the girls' house, and they said, this would happen, and then the mother of the house, she apologized of that lived there, and then she said, "Well, what can we do?" And they went to the 8 girls. No one said. Everyone said they didn't do it, and they called. It's just a shame. It was a shame.
I'm surprised the victim's mother and parents didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, they went and they called the police, and
Oh,
they
yeah,
went to the
said
house,
Nothing,
and.
But what is the police going to
But
do?
you know what?
That's,
Here's the
what?
other side of the coin: is let's just say it's my daughter was at this party. I couldn't lay rest
Yeah,
at this.
right.
I would have to get after my daughter, and
Right.
I'd want to know
Right.
what is your part,
Right.
what do you know, and I would be an
You're right.
investigator
Yep.
of it.
You're right.
Okay. Would you tell your daughter, tell me, and I won't tell anybody that...
Well,
I
this
won't
would be
tell
the
any-
case I couldn't
Well, how
tell.
would you get it out of her?
Just
Yeah, and
like
what would you do with the info? Because then it came from
Yeah.
go
somebody.
from piece A to B and C
Oh,
until you come
God,
together
I don't
all
know.
together.
Yeah. I'd have to know. But she probably, once if she said, Mom, you promised me you won't say nothing because I don't want to get in trouble with the girls.
Yeah.
Then what?
Yeah.
Because your daughter has to come first.
It's a no-win situation.
No.
Actually,
No, it is not.
But I think it's the mother who was hosting his responsibility because that girl was under her care.
right.
Do you know what I
Under her
mean?
watch,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh,
That
that's probably one of the worst stories I've heard with sleepover
Sleepovers.
stuff like that.
She did go to a beauty shop and got her hair cut, and she does look cute again. in
Does
it, but
she?
she
Yeah.
had hair down to her waist.
Stop!
Yes.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it took like 3-4 years to get
Oh,
this length.
easy.
You know what's scary? That the girls thought to do it.
Yes.
9-year-old, 10-year-old girls are like, yeah, let's be
yeah.
mean and cut this girl's hair.
Yeah,
I mean-
that's very true.
And it's almost impossible to think of one person just wanting to do it.
Yeah.
Like they had to be.
There had to be a
Yeah.
few girls
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Do you think it was planned? You think they
Yeah,
got that?
oh,
That's,
I would-
yeah,
Oh,
I
like
know. It's
bullying?
a whole,
It's
it's a
very
whole
scary.
answer question.
What do you mean, like they invited her just to bully her and
Yeah.
then do that?
Yeah, see, I don't. Like I said, I don't know that deep
Yeah,
of
I
the story.
agree.
And
I agree. And we'll never know.
mm-hmm.
And like you say, her hair is grown out and all's well that ends well.
But I think, okay, so I think that, when it comes to bullying with kids, okay, so, and this is a discussion that you would have it around the dinner table. I think you have to have a discussion with your kids about, like, kids don't have compassion anymore. I don't think. My kids do. But I think you have to, teach them the simplest things now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, to have a good heart and this and that. And I think, if like let's say you're not happy at work, you don't feel love at work and you don't feel accepted, well, you're not going to like going to work.
Yeah.
Just like a kid, if they don't feel accepted at school and they don't feel loved at school,
Yeah.
they're going to hate school. And, what do you do when your kid's being bullied? Because my middle daughter was, and she had to switch schools. And if you ask a parent, that we confronted the parent, and they were even kind of friends of ours. They were our neighbors, and they were like in denial. No, that's not her. No, didn't even say, oh, I'll talk to so and so. I'll talk to my daughter. So, I mean, it's scary. And I think parents don't want to take responsibility. And that was what, 10 years ago now?
Yeah.
To 11 years ago?
But you talk to teachers nowadays, they say that. If you confront the parents about their kids, the first thing they'll say, not my kid. And they won't take the advice of the teacher. I have to ask my son or daughter, did that really happen? So that's what they're teaching their kids, that the kid is more important than the authority.
Oh, so you mean the parents are teaching the kids don't listen to this teacher?
Well, that I don't trust the teacher. I'm going to ask you first because I think the teacher is lying to me. That's what the teacher said. They'll say, well, let me talk to my son first and see how that happened. Instead of saying to the teacher, well, I'll talk to my son and we'll take care of it, make sure it never happens again.
Well, you could say, I want to hear my son's side of the story. You know, I mean, you could believe the teacher still.
Oh, at least you should. Why would you?
Do you ever hear of, like, let's just say your daughter got bullied.
Yeah.
And she says it was little Jimmy that did it. Mm-hmm. And little Jimmy says, no, I didn't do it. And then the teacher goes and talks to his parents and talks to her parents. Mm-hmm. Do you ever hear of that? There's a whole group of them brought together?
Yes, that's happened.
And do you think that could be an answer to it? Because I think if we're not confronting everybody together, everyone's telling their own little story. And
I see what you're saying. So, if there's 5 kids involved in this bullying situation, bring all 5 kids to the principal.
And the parents.
And the parents.
And the parents. No, that's never happened.
And that, I think, is what we're losing that.
Yeah.
Because, we could read so much in the newspaper, but if we really don't know the story, we don't know what we're reading.
Yeah.
Right.
But I know this particular teacher is retired, and I said she must have seen a lot from the time she started till now. And she said, it's a world of difference. Before, if you were having a game, you play with this team and you're on that team. They were satisfied. Mm-hmm. Now, she says, I tell them, pick straws. Everybody that has the same size as one team. I don't want to be on that time. They won't stick to the rules of the game.
Then why isn't the teacher, taking control of that? Say, okay.
You know what, Chrissy? I think because then they go home. Mom, you know what? The teacher was picking on me. The parents come.
You think they protect themselves as teachers?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I do. She says it's so different now. These kids just won't cooperate.
Because I think that the parents, and I think, who did you say that? Or you said it. I think the kids are in control. I think that, just really quick example. I was at Michael's shopping the other day. Just 2 days ago. And I was in line to check out. And this woman has 2 girls with her. It's their daughters. And I want to say 10 and 9, maybe 9, 8, whatever. The one girl is laying across the cart, like a baby kind of looks like. But the other one, there was Beanie Babies, okay?
They're still out? Beanie Babies are still
I think it was something like that, yeah. By the checkout, of course, they do by the checkout. This girl was crying, Mom, I want this. Took about 50 Beanie Babies, one at a time out, and her mother not once said, knock it off, and to talk to her and say, to reprimand her, to stop you. I mean, the girl kept going and going and going. She would just say, put it back. I'm like, and you know what? If she didn't put all of them back, which she didn't, the mom did, but if she didn't I was going to say something. And I came back and told my daughter Sarah, and she goes, Mom, you can't say anything. No. I go, why not?
No, that's their kids.
I would have said, why can't I say you can't throw these down on the ground? This is not yours to throw down. No.
No, that's not your kids. You don't tell them.
I'm not reprimanding them like that. I'm just trying. No. The mom's not teaching. Really? Oh my God, she was such a brat. Oh my God, I couldn't stand it.
Because then you don't know what she has wrong. Maybe she has a sickness. Maybe she has some kind of medicine.
No, I'm telling you. I don't know, but I'm just saying there's no control. And all I saw was her controlling the situation. And the mother did nothing. And I think that, I know it's hard. I've been there. But you got to have control.
No, there's no way you could tell anybody how to raise their children. No, I would not tell you.
That. I know.
Who am I to say that it's the right way?
Telling the girl to stop throwing it on the ground is telling them to raise it. Okay.
Yeah, that's
What about you, Carol? You think you would
Oh,
say?
I would open my mouth.
See,
I
me.
would.
Thank you,
I
Carol.
would, yes, I would.
Yes.
Wow.
See, my girls are like, no, Ma, you
Now
can't.
wait a minute. They're not. Are they stealing? They're not hurting anybody.
She's throwing them on the ground,
Did
Mom.
the mother pick them up and put them back?
Not right away.
You would say something.
Oh, and then, so I have
Sometimes you gotta go through the back door too and just say to the mother, "Do you need a blessing today?"
this.
Or is this every day for you?
There was a lady
I would
in the
like
back.
somebody else's opinion on this.
No,
one.
there was a lady in back of me. She was with an older kid, like 11 and 10, two kids, and they were behaving well. Maybe they were a little older. I get it, but I turned to the mother. I go, what the heck's going on with this? And she's like, I don't believe my eyes. Like, we couldn't believe it. And so she goes, I tell my kids, this younger woman, this younger mom, she goes, I tell my kids before we get into the store, this is what I expect and behave and blah, blah, blah. She goes, if they don't behave well in the store, she goes, all I got to do is one look. And I'm like, yep, one look. And then they know. But I don't think parents want to take the time to discipline. It's hard. It takes more time to discipline with timeout and all that kind of stuff. And I think parents just want to let them go.
Was this on a weekend or during the week? My point is, do you think the mother works?
I don't know. It was Saturday.
Oh, so she could be a working mom.
Okay.
So she doesn't spend that much time with the children.
So you think she
so
didn't
she
want
doesn't
to
have the patience, so
Maybe.
she just lets them do what they want. Because
Barb, that's so
maybe-
modern thinking.
Or maybe it's the guilt too. A lot of parents are guilty
Yeah.
because they don't spend time with their children, so they let them do whatever they want.
You think
because I'm
that's
with them for an hour and I'm going to be disciplining them? It's a different thing out there now. You know, as many mothers that didn't work are working now.
Yeah,
I mean, when
true.
I was, maybe there'd be one or two moms on the block working. Now there might be one or two moms not working.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That makes it different. I think a lot of moms get a guilty feeling. How can I holler at them? I'm only with
I
them
know,
1
but they're
hour.
hurting them.
And the
Kids
big
like
thing
structure,
is, you know
Mom.
what? I hate that. Hi, bud. He's not your buddy. That's your son. Too many parents want to be buddies and friends with your children. You have to be a parent.
Yes.
And that's what I hear a lot of. Hi, bud. Come here, bud. That's not your buddy. That's your son. Come here, son.
What if that was his name?
Oh.
Poor Kris didn't tell my name.
That's not your butt. That's his name. I mean, my gosh. Now you
Stay out of this,
would you say you wouldn't say nothing to the father? That's not your now that.
No, I would never.
I know
say
I'm
that.
kidding, but
No, the only thing I do is I will comment if I see a whole family is out and not one of those kids have that computer and they're all having fun.
Yeah.
I will go up to the kids and say, do you know how lucky you are that your mom and dad take you out to eat and you are all having a good time? Nobody has to be looking at a computer.
and I think we have to bring our society back. Carol,
I do too.
you've been silent. What do you think?
I'm just in heavy thought. I'm just thinking too. We have so many of kids that are home alone now,
Yes.
and they have to take on responsibility of an adult. Mm-hmm. And then so when mom comes home, is mom,
Yeah.
or is the child mom now?
Yeah. Oh, I like that. That's
Do you think a lot of kids come home and like cook dinner for their family?
Sure, I'm sure they do. They come. I don't know if it's for the whole family, but I know
make
my
a snack
granddad,
for themselves.
You take
Oh,
how many
yeah, I know
single
that.
moms they are at work
Yeah.
and they have to come home too.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's interesting.
and that's how do you tell a child don't do this when I just allowed you to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
Man, that's the toughest thing when I worked and when the kids were younger. It's hard when you're going to work and then you got to come home and cook dinner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's tiring, Bravo to
I
moms
think,
out there.
and plus, years ago they wouldn't leave them home till they're in 7th, 8th grade. Now they're leaving these
Right.
kids at 4th and 5th grade alone.
Isn't that
Years
illegal?
ago- No, I don't think it's there.
Everything's probably illegal till you.
Oh.
If you don't get caught, you don't
No,
get
I
caught.
don't
I think
that
that's how.
would
I
be.
thought
I'm going to call the
But I
police
would-
department and ask.
I
would
thought they
say
said 12.
Yeah, I think it's 12. And
Yeah.
under
Oh,
is not
really?
allowed.
Yeah.
Oh, you think there is
mean-
a rule of thumb?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Oh, there
so.
is a
I think
rule,
it's like,
yes.
Oh.
I'm
But
not
there's
sure.
a lot of people that just can't afford to do anything about
yeah,
it.
there's no, yeah.
Not that they
So
want.
you think they are home young, like in fourth?
Oh,
and fifth?
I'm sure they are.
Wouldn't you? But what?
I
That's
didn't
where
know
the
that. That's
society. I mean, where okay? Why can't you like build a little village at school? If there is a stay-at-home mom whose husband he makes a lot of money to make a good living, hey, ask her. Hey, can you?
Would you
bring-
want that more than kids? I'm lucky I'm taking care of my
No, I
kids.
know. But
You
I'm
know
just
what?
saying.
In my day, I can remember being home from school. I was probably 8 or 9 years old, and I was homesick, but I was feeling pretty good after I didn't go to school.
Yeah.
And so I thought I can go outside. What the heck? No sooner did I get out the front door, there's our neighbor down the street. Carol, get in that house now. So I really
yeah.
believe
Yeah.
that our society is lacking that.
Yeah.
Nosy
Yeah.
neighbors. Not nosy because watching you came home late. or
Yeah,
whatever,
But
nosy
taking
just-
care,
right.
yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Well,
with
what is the old saying? It takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's a particularly good incident.
I mean, I think you gotta. Yeah, if I live down the street, let's say, my neighbor, Carl, with Jacob and them, Jacob and Jack were the same age. If she was at work, I would totally take him every day. You know what I mean? He has a friend. Yeah, and I think that's. I don't know. I think we all have to help each other a little bit. I don't know, but that's what I think.
It's a toughie.
So that's why when you come home, you sit down.
The only thing with that is sometimes you get somebody takes advantage. Then the mother's thinking, well, he's over there. I think I'll go shopping.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
then,
I'll
yeah.
go here and get myself a hamburger before I go home and feed
Yeah.
the kids. Then
Yeah,
you
it's
get
true.
these parents that, well, I mean, I know that when I was with Campfire Girls. You get some of the girls, you knew the meeting was over at 4. These kids didn't leave till 5,
Yeah.
6. The moms to pick them
Yeah.
up. Come on,
You're always the last one to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
That's you get some of these parents take advantage of that. And that's what I experienced.
Okay, back to the hair cutting thing.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be disappointed in your daughter? Okay, would you ask your daughter if she was up watching this and she didn't do any? I mean, what would you do if your daughter was up and watching it happen? I'd be so
You mean
sad.
she's watching
How
the other
old
girls
Yeah.
are
do
these
it?
kids again?
9,
9 and 10.
They're young, Chris. I don't know if the kids would.
You don't think they would stick up?
No, they would go with the crowd.
Yeah, that's a hard call. And
That is a very hard call. If you want to be the goody two shoes,
Yeah.
that and then there's always one kid that's the boss. I don't know if
Yeah,
I want to use
right.
that word, but they're the leader, and
leader.
everybody follows them.
It's
good, bad, or whatever.
We were just talking about that. My kids, and I, just the way I saw them with their friends and stuff, and just the way they are in life. And I'm not patting myself in the back. I'm not saying this, but they never thought they were above anybody else. Like you know what I mean? When they met somebody, they were, when these girls the cliques and, what did I say? Women raise cliquey girls.
Yeah.
And then when you say, oh, not my daughter, you know what? My first thought, if somebody were to say to me, you know what, so-and-so was, I'd be like, you know what? I would probably believe them more than not. Not saying that my kid is guilty, but everybody
But your daughter, your baby daughter, has that feeling about her that she is the homie. How can I say?
homebody.
No,
Oh.
that she makes people feel at ease.
Yes.
Because I'll never forget the dance. All these girls had come around, and then they all went to somebody else's house. But they said, we could go, let's go back to Carly, your daughter's house. We know we'll be able to eat there and have a good time.
Yeah.
So that was, and I think she extended that whole
Carly
feeling
extended
about
that
herself.
welcome.
Yeah, which I think she did because she always had kids around her, Carly.
Yeah.
And I think that's because, not that she was the boss or the leader, I think everybody just felt comfortable and at ease with her.
Okay, so with that said, Carly, with bullying, she was in 7th grade was the final straw.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, my husband
Yes.
was
Yes.
because I was an emotional. When you see your kid getting ready for school and they don't want to go, it's terrible. It's a terrible. You feel like you're throwing them to the lions.
Yeah.
And there was something that happened, and it was the final straw. And you know what? The principal didn't do anything. I don't know what these schools. Sometimes the principals don't want to touch it. They don't want to do anything. So instead of her being in misery, it was at the end. She went to the other school in 7th, 8th grade. So in 6th grade was her last year. We pulled her out and we went to another school, and she thrived.
Yeah.
But I remember
It was a wonderful, wonderful.
yes,
wonderful.
and I remember her first day, and I can cry right now. I remember her first day of her new school in 7th grade.
Now
they're
you're talking
older.
about a 7th grader.
7th grader. Everybody's got yes.
Yeah.
7th grader. She
Yeah.
was so accepted. She won the science fair. She was probably one of the more popular kids, and everybody just loved her. So it was so different from her old school, and there was some mean girls, to the new school. But the difference was the principal.
Yes.
The principal expected the kids to treat each other respectfully.
And the mode that was set at that school was tremendous.
Yes, and if I would suggest, and we changed to schools, and it was, and I remember driving her that first day, and she had butterflies in her stomach, like she was going to throw up, and she was like, "Mom, I don't know if I could do this." I go, "Yes, you can." And every bit of me, and I can get emotional. I wanted to cry, and I said, "Carly, you could do it, this and that," all the way home, and I'm thinking, I'm going to have to turn the car around. She's going to get sick. She is nervous. And she got out of the car. And I tell you, that's why she's brave the way she is because, she's had a lot of,
She took good out of it.
Yes.
Yeah. I have to say about that school, because even when she graduated, they were all taking pictures. You get some of these real shy kid, and he was the football, and he just came in, and that kid smiled from ear to ear. Now that's a school.
Yes.
That's how that school operated.
Yes, it was.
Nobody was left out. Nobody.
Yes, and people even now, they'll ask me about, not that they even know Carly, but somebody will say something. I'm like, oh my God, go to that school. If like a young family.
I wish your other son
Okay, this is a question I like to bring
Carol,
up.
I'm sorry, I'm talking too much.
But you're talking about different schools and different upbringings, just like parents.
Yes.
What can parents do to go to their school and make it a place like you had your daughter go to secondary
I think it
school?
has to. I mean, yeah, but you're talking about the principal. What are you going to tell the principal, that she's got to do certain things?
How much can we? What do we control here? Do we let these bullies keep taking over, and a principal who doesn't care?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She let the bullies take over.
Yeah, she did.
But that principal only lasted one more year, didn't she, Kris?
I think 2 more years or something.
Let me know your name.
Yeah.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just.
Yeah, I think she retired. I don't know if she was forced out or what, but I don't know. That's a good point. Is parents.
Where does it start? I mean,
at home, I think if
it has to start.
They should have had a parent teachers or something. Now it's all stop bullying in all the schools. I don't know how our school is.
It does start at home, and that's what I heard on Sunday. It starts at home because the kids, they say if they lash out like that, they're missing something. And I think if you have love in your house, and there's respect and compassion and all of that kind of stuff, then they're going to bring that, what they learn at home, at school. You know what I mean?
Well, what do you think they should have done?
Kids are
Something
kids,
with the principal?
Well, I don't have the answer, but I'm just saying. It's just that we're
What would
hearing
you
this
think?
cycle. We're hearing this cycle is the bully gets away with it,
Yeah.
and the poor girl that gets bullied gets always put
Right.
down. And if you go to the principal, if your principal's sticking up for the bully, what rights do parents have? And
Carol, she let Carly leave. She knew Carly was leaving because of the bullying, and she let her leave. And my husband's like, this ain't right. So Carly's got to leave, and they get to. It was just crazy.
Yeah, I have to say he did stick up for her.
Would you say have meetings?
Oh, we definitely need more meetings, and I think we need more people to be there than are allowed to be there. We just can't have the bullies' parents there.
But
not
now, wait for the situation. Start it from the very beginning. Have the whole school there and talk about all the parents.
What you
there and
expect?
talk
Yeah, that's a
about
good
bullying.
point. That's a good point.
Or maybe talking to the kid. I'm sure they do this, and we're probably talking about something that is done. But talk to each of the kids' for who they want to be. What do you expect from your friend?
You mean at the beginning of a year?
Right, I mean, I don't know where to
Teachers should do that.
Not even the teacher, but it just should be like a big open assembly. Do you ever go to like a retreat or something, or where
and then you just talk
drug
like
awareness? They have all these kids talking about it. Do they actually do this for bully and put the kids on the spot more so that
they have bully programs? Yes, they have bully programs. Like, there was one where an 8th grader would have assigned a 3rd grader, and that 8th grader would watch out.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I
we
mean?
Have
so there was like a big brother type of thing,
we
big
have
sister.
That in our primary school.
The bully programs I thought were, apparently didn't work because my daughter left, and there was a bully program. So, I mean, how intense they are, I think they have like, conversations of, like this week is such and such week or whatever it is. But I mean, to get really down deep, I don't think they go there. I don't know.
I don't think so either.
Which is a shame.
Yeah.
And if you can't go to the parent of the bully,
the principal.
what? Then you know where it's coming from.
And where is this kid supposed to go?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, oh my God.
Yeah.
Help parents, please help other parents out if they're having
our listeners
problems.
out there have
Yes.
any input on this, please let us know.
And if your kid
or
is
if you've been
bullying,
involved in that.
yeah, it's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. He's just going through something. Just fix it. Because you're only hurting your child if they are bullying.
Yeah.
And you say, "Oh, not my kid." You're just hurting them. That's all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then they'll grow up to be that way. They won't have friends. Because once you get older, then you're running into troubles, I think.
Do you think the bullies grow out of being bullies?
No.
No. Like, as an adult, they still
I
are?
think there are still bullies.
Ooh, burr.
And I think those are the parents that raise bullies.
Yeah. Because why do they have to stop? Because the parents think they're angels. I'm right?
I would think that's a 50-50 call right there, because there is ones that do get to be good people.
Eventually.
Yes, they will.
Because they learn from their mistakes. Yeah. But they have
Or
to be...
they start having children themselves, and they see a piece of themselves in their child.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. It's a different world out there now, because now you have cyberbullying.
Yeah.
You have this, where before it was just bullying at an area, but now they do it on cyber or on texting. And I mean, in fact, that was just on a show about, kids committing suicide because of this cyberbullying.
It's terrible. I mean, and how you going to, these kids are locked up in their rooms and they're on their phones. I can't stand when I see kids on their phones, like at a restaurant.
They're at a restaurant. In fact, we went out to eat, we seen this couple, a guy and a girl, and they're both on their phones. I thought, this is a dating couple? I don't believe this. But they were brother, sister.
I say, because they're talking to each other as different partners.
Yeah.
And that's another whole show.
So I said, oh my gosh. I says, no, we're brother and sister. I said,
you said something. What did you say to them?
We were just talking, and somehow, and I said, I have to ask you this.
See? You said something, and I...
Yeah, but I didn't recommend them. I said, I don't believe the two of you were texting.
Yeah.
So he started laughing. But it was funny. I feel sorry. Then I thought, well, maybe it's a first date. He's boring, and she's not too thrilled with him.
Yeah.
Well, thank goodness they're both texting, because they're adult.
Were the parents there, or just the two of them?
They were older. They were both married. And then brother and sister just went out to eat.
Did they do it the entire time they were sitting?
Just about. I have to tell you.
That's odd,
Mom. They were eating.
I know, but that's odd.
But they did do it. Maybe they're talking to their kids. Where's your husband?
This is why we're doing it, to have a discussion around a table.
Yeah.
I mean, my gosh.
Yeah. It's such a big
I don't know.
influence now. I mean, you hear about people walking into doors because they're on their phone or falling
into a pond.
Yeah. No, I know we're going to do pet peeve episode, but I have to say this. People who talk on their phone in public, like at the grocery store.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, my God, you can't wait until you're out.
Yes.
I have to listen to your private conversation.
Yes.
And then they have the headphone sets, and they're not even holding the phone. And are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Please. Oh, my gosh, I
hate
can't
that,
stand
too.
that. Or you're in line, and they're talking.
Yes.
I don't want to hear your bull
I was
crap.
in church, and her phone went off. And she
answered
carried
it.
on a conversation.
and
stop.
Yes. I thought, well, if you could do it there, you'll do it anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
But getting back to the point of being in a car, and that's where like a sacred time is to talk to your child and everything, I think maybe we should start thinking seriously as parents, maybe have a no phone rule in the car.
Yeah, it's a good
Because
idea.
if
Yeah.
you ever see a car with 6 people going
Yes.
by and 5 of them are on the phone talking,
Yes.
nobody wants to talk to each other no more.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that's something we gotta just start finding ways to talk to our kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have to get to know them as people. I mean,
Yeah.
we're raising them, yes, but
Yeah.
you got to ask questions.
But the sad part of it is, two parents, I think, have to work now. Don't you? To keep these kids, everything.
There's a lot of
is so
activities and
expen-
stuff like that. It's
Look
different.
at gas. That's so expensive. I mean, it's very expensive living.
I'm not saying that any mother should feel guilty of working.
No,
I'm not saying that
I'm not.
at all.
No.
I've done it.
It has. You
You
have to
just
two
have
people
to
working
make an effort
Yeah.
for the dinner table and to sit. Even
now. And
if,
your weekends.
or let's say a mother works till 7:00, and let's say the kid comes home from school and has a babysitter, and let's say the babysitter cooks them dinner, and he eats at 6:00. Even if the mom comes at home at 7, she should still sit down, and have a conversation. Let's say you're eating, the mother sits down and eats. Make the son sit down with you
Yeah.
and have a snack and talk.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If
Have a
he's
glass
eating
of
at
milk.
6 and you don't come home until after he eats,
Yeah.
still make the kid sit down with you while you eat.
Yeah.
And they can have a snack, a bowl of ice cream, whatever it is.
They're
and talk.
dessert. Yeah.
It's so important. You can still work and still do that.
Yeah.
And another thing I always did, like a religion, is when I get home from work, I would say to my kids, "How was your day?"
Yeah.
And they're going to say the same answer every day. It was okay.
Yeah.
It was dumb. But
Yeah.
still, just to ask them
Yeah,
because
that
you
you
care.
care.
And that's...
See, you care.
She
I
cares.
She cares.
You do.
Yeah.
I do.
I always tell my kids before they leave, be careful. Before they leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say it to them. And remember, this is how we are going to end our episodes. I forgot to tell you. My mom would write always on a card, be good, be safe,
careful.
be happy. And so, no, it was not careful, it was safe.
You sure?
So that's where I'm going to sign up. Any more?
I just have to put this one.
Go ahead,
This is
Carol.
my youngest daughter, because I have 4 children, and my youngest one, I think I got pretty smart towards the end. But every day for lunch, I'd make her lunch, and on a napkin, I would write a secret message to her.
Aww.
And then she read it. And on the day of her last day of school, on graduation, she came with this whole big pile of napkins. She saved every one of them.
Are you serious?
My silliness and thinking I was just doing something goofy and going in the trash.
She saved.
every one of
Carol,
them.
that is so
Yes, so
sweet.
little things like that, they are very important to kids.
Yeah.
But that says a lot about who she is if she saved
She
it.
did. She had them all folded nicely. I mean, opened up nicely in a pile.
Because you know what? You throw out your lunch, even if it's in a
Yes,
paper
nope,
bag, and
that
she
was-
kept
She
it.
looked forward to that every day.
Oh my God.
See? That's all it takes.
Yeah.
So end it with that.
All right, that's a good story. Love it. All right, everybody, thanks for listening. Tune in to our next episode and be good, be safe, and be happy out there. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.